The King R here once again with Madden Simulation 2018. Still a little under the weather, but I am sure to you that I am getting better, and I'm still going to produce a video for you no matter what. And last week, Madden's winning streak finally came to an end. Unfortunately, couldn't break the 500 mark. Let's see, 1, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and back to a losing record, but that's okay. I mean, man got so wrong, the Buffalo Bills decided to make a change at quarterback, and I'll get to that in a little bit. But anyways, this week's game of the week, we have two teams that one hasn't made the playoffs since, I think, losing to the Patriots in the Super Bowl, and the other one a few years ago as divisional champions. And two teams that could potentially win their division and so on, make a deep playoff run thanks to their defense. We got the Los Angeles Rams versus the Minnesota Vikings.
But they also have to remember they did put points on the board. 3 points is 3 points. And in this league, you take points when you can get them.
And as of late, and as of now, we join late in the third quarter, where the Vikings are up by 3 against these Rams from LA. Ooh, nice handoff, but went nowhere. So now, I'm not quite sure what the deal is with the Bills making quarterback change, but I mean, I thought Tyrod Taylor was doing okay, but I suppose when you're what are they right now? They are 5-4. They just got demolished. They've lost their last 2 games. They lost their Thursday night game against the Jets 2 weeks ago, and then they lost the Saints, who are don't blink on the Saints. I mean, where has this team been in the last 7 years? You know, in the dumps. The Saints got a running game, and they got a defense that don't do illegal hits anymore, or so on and so forth. But back to the Bills. They were 5-2, head, neck and neck with the Patriots for first place, and they lose their last 2 games, and then they decide to make a quarterback change. And sometimes that's what people need, is that little spark to boost them to get back on the winning way. They are starting their rookie quarterback. Oh, what's his name? I'll find him. Nathan Peterman. I have no idea who he played for, what he played for, and so on and so forth. Let's look that up real quick. Nathan Petermore. He's an American quarterback. Really? Yo, he played at Pitt. We'll start against the I forget who they're playing actually this week. Excuse me, like I said. Ooh, the Rams just got a punch. The Bills take on the Los Angeles Chargers in LA. So we'll see how that turns out. And I mean, Chargers are actually doing better than they usually do. They've won. Did they win last week? No, they lost in overtime. Last time they won was against the Broncos 2 weeks ago, or 3 weeks ago. But yada yada yada. Let's just get to it. 2 of the big stories that have happened this past week have been Jerry Jones and Ezekiel Elliott. Finally, Ezekiel Elliott finally serves his first game of his suspension because the judge says, hey, nope, you're not playing until you get this hearing. No more appeals. You're serving your suspension. And what happens? Cowboys lose. They lost to the Falcons, who are owned by Arthur Blank. Mr. Blank. We'll just go with that.
Because they just haven't done it before. But they're playing at a really high level. They are actually down if it turns into a tie.
Forget his name, but I know it's Blank. Again, I think it's Arthur. I get him confused with the former voice actor Mel Blanc, but common mistake, right? But anyways, he serves his first game, and he just earlier this week he says, you know what? No more appeals. I'm withdrawing my appeals. I'm going to serve my other 5 games and finally take it. And he won't be eligible to return until the 24th of December, which, you know, if he just took it like a man, took their suspensions like everybody else in the league and served it at the beginning of the season, we wouldn't be talking about this anymore. And then we wouldn't be talking about Jerry Jones, who wants to get Roger Goodell out as commissioner. He trying to delay his contract extension. His contract extension is led by Arthur Blank. He's the head of that committee. And now there's talk of collusion or something like that. I don't think tampering, but along the lines that, if the other 31 owners of the NFL say, hey, if we can take your team away from you, Jerry, and I don't think you would like that. So you better shape up and fly straight, because if you don't, bye Cowboys for Jerry Jones. And I mean, just look what Jerry Jones has done for the Cowboys since taking over. I mean, they haven't won a Super Bowl in the last, 21, 22 years? 95. 22 years? So, I mean, there is that. But when he took over, fired Tom Landry, hired Jimmy Johnson. They sucked. They did win 3 Super Bowls, but that's it.
So they'll get a little extra
3 and 4 years, I should say. The Cowboys really haven't been relevant since the mid and early 90s. And whose fault's that? Jerry's. For the most part, let's hire all these coaches.
And we return, welcoming you back
But,
to
like
Minneapolis.
I said, the Cowboys took on the Falcons this past week. And typically, the owners come down, meet, shake hands. Apparently, those two avoid each other just because of the headbutting and so on and so forth. But in the game, I forget the Falcons' name. The Cowboys, like I said, they lost that game. And they lost their left tackle. I'm not quite sure what happened to him, but excuse me. They gave up 8 sacks in that game, 6 by one person by the Falcons. I forget the Falcons' name, but you would think after 2 or 3 from that side, from the left tackle side, they would make a change.
He is down deep into Minnesota territory.
So, yeah, there's that. Also, I mean,
that was a nice pickup.
You don't know where the Cowboys are going now. They could struggle. They play in the NFC East where the Eagles are running away with that. They have a chance to climb back in the thick of things by when they take on the Eagles this week. And, turn things around just before Thanksgiving. Gerber. Them, the Lions and Vikings, and I forget. I don't know who the. Let's see. Dude.
And here comes play number 6 on this drive.
Thanksgiving, we got Minnesota, Detroit, Chargers and Cowboys, and Giants and Redskins for the primetime game, that's going to be a thriller. I'm thankful I stayed up all night and skipped shopping to watch the Giants and Redskins on Thanksgiving. Whoop-de-doo. But, I mean, those 6 teams have a short week coming up. And the funny thing is, the Redskins and Cowboys, they play the following Thursday. So, for once, that the Thursday night, which I'll get into in a little bit, which, for once, those teams have a normal week, you could say. But some other news, but dealing with Thursday night games and so forth. But last week we had Seahawks Cardinals for Thursday night, and Russell Wilson took a nice helmet to the chin in that game, and the referees come over and tell him, you gotta go to the sideline, you gotta get checked out. And Russell Wilson didn't show any signs of concussion, but one of the new rules and one of the rules in place is that, hey, referees have the right to pull a player from the game to see if they're concussed and how they're doing and so on and so forth. But the thing was, Wilson goes to the sideline, they pull that pop-up tent, but as soon as they set that pop-up tent, Wilson runs out, missed one play and went back in the game. And now the Seahawks are facing a possible penalty. I don't know if I heard anything about that, about violating the concussion protocol, because he's supposed to go to the locker room, be analyzed by independent head specialists and some other doctors, I think, before returning. And I mean, he could have been just fine, but we're trying to put safety into the game, okay? I don't care if he just got hit in the jaw and he was just fine, but what is this setting for the concussion protocol? It makes it look like a joke that you're ignoring it. Excuse me. So,
get in position to win the game, and leave.
If you're just going to violate it, there's going to be a punishment. There has to be a punishment to it. What it is, I'm not sure. I don't think I've heard anything about it yet, but safety first. I don't care who you are, what big name you are. Your health is more important than playing.
And with that, they will move out in front by 3.
If there was nothing wrong with you, you would have just went along with the
this one is still a long ways from over.
Followed the protocol, and then you would have been back out maybe a couple series later or whatever. But health, safety, concern come first. Where are they? And then let's get to the Thursday night games. Okay? Last few weeks we have a few players from the winning side and the losing side complain about Thursday night games. To me, I'm not a big fan, because one, they impose the color rush, and the color rush is so stupid. Now, I wouldn't mind. I saw an idea. Throwback Thursday. Teams wearing their throwback jerseys, this and that. But the color rush are so stupid. And then you have games every single week with crappy teams. Well, not crappy teams, but I mean, you don't see the Browns play. They get the short week. They have to play, fight, maybe get hurt, and then they get the extra 10 days off, mini bye. But some are saying that Thursday night games are diluting the want for football, because there's football every single day of the week. There was, and I'm including college football here too, because I know some people prefer college football more than the NFL, and sometimes college football is more entertaining to watch just because of the localness and that atmosphere and pride, so on and so forth. But there's been a football game on television every single day of the week, from the beginning of September to the end of this December practically. Excuse me. And it's good and it's bad. I mean, you look at back in the late 90s, you had, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? What happened? It was on 3 times a week, and people got sick of it. And then it went away. The fad went away. Do I think that's going to happen with football? No. Do I think they're going to get rid of Thursday night games? No. Should they reduce it? Yes. I mean, I like the season opener. Start that Thursday. I like Thanksgiving just because it's been around tradition-wise, isn't that? And then maybe some games between Thanksgiving and week 11? No, week 12 and week 15. That's 12, 13, 14, 15. 4 weeks of Thursday games just to spice things up. But I don't know. It's a confusing, it's a headache, so on and so forth. But let's take a look at the games that are coming up this week. Oh, wait. Vikings just fumbled it. Rams picked it up. He's at the 10-5. Touchdown, Los Angeles. And they have a chance to go up by 10 with 9:58 left in the game. Keenum. Oh, and congratulations to Teddy Bridgewater. He was finally activated. He's returned from that gruesome non-contact knee injury to show that things are possible. And the question becomes, when or if will he return as a starter? And I don't, at the moment, maybe Case Keenum has to F up a few times. They have to lose a few games and they go back to Teddy. But how healthy and how good is he? But anyways, let's take a look at the games this week. We had Thursday Night Football, the Titans versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. And we got the Baltimore Ravens versus the Green Bay Packers. Hey, and guess what? The Packers won a game without Aaron Rodgers. And they beat their old-time rival, the Chicago Bears, and now they hold a 2-game lead in the all-time series. And now they'll at least have the lead of that series for at least another half a year, or at least at least until they face the Bears twice again next year. And funny thing in that game, the Bears are marching down the field on third and whatever in Green Bay territory. They pick up the first down, and their running back appears to step out of bounds at the 2 and tries to dive for the touchdown. The referee blows the whistle, said he's down. He's out of bounds. John Fox challenges that play, saying he wasn't out of bounds, and he got a touchdown. Well, John Fox won that challenge. He didn't step out of bounds. But in the process, he fumbled the ball, and the ball hit the pylon, and the referee said the player did not step out of bounds, but in the process loses the ball, and therefore it's a touchback, Green Bay's ball. So John Fox wins the challenge, but loses the ball. So now, and John Fox was just furious. And it just brings, he won the challenge, but he lost the ball. Just a little greedy in my mind. But yet, Green Bay could have challenged that if John Fox didn't, if they had their guys in the booth watching. So, I don't know what that's saying. Could you be penalized? You were penalized for winning the challenge. But anyways, let's get to the games. We got Tampa Bay versus Miami, the rematch, the makeup game from Week 1. These teams will be playing 16 games straight, and this was supposed to be their bye. Not anymore. Detroit versus Chicago, Jacksonville at Cleveland, Arizona at Houston, the Rams versus Minnesota, Washington at New Orleans, Kansas City at the New York Giants, the Bills at the LA Chargers, Cincinnati at Denver, New England versus Oakland at Mexico City, Philadelphia versus Dallas for the Sunday night game, and Monday Night Football, Atlanta versus Seattle. I can already tell you my guaranteed pick is Jacksonville over Cleveland. But that could be tricky. And my
There's a nice move.
That's my guarantee pick. My upset pick. No, I can't pick that one. Can't pick that one. I don't know if it's really an upset, but no, that's not really an upset. We'll go with Cincinnati over Denver.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense.
I mean, last week I went 1-2, and this week,
not by himself, is it? Usually it opens it up for other
well,
people.
let's just analyze this game real quick. Rams, Vikings. We got two young teams trying to make statements. Trying not their team. Okay. Vikings play in the North with the Packers. 2 years ago, they won the North because they beat Green Bay in the last game of the season, but Green Bay was being sluggish at the end. And it's been Green Bay's division for this decade. The Rams, on the other hand, it's been mainly the Seahawks and it's been the Seahawks, it's been the 49ers, and it's been Arizona. It's been everybody else but the Rams in the West. Excuse me. And they're looking for their first division title since early 2000. They just want to be relevant. And they've had a great defense. Now they're finally getting that offense. Jared Goff, who looked like, a first-round bust, is making a statement. And just how him and Carson Wentz, 1 and 2, just are flinging it. But who do I like in this game? In all honesty, I like the Rams. I think the Rams are going to win. I don't think there's just nothing against the Vikings. I just don't think they're there offensively yet. And if they get in a hole, they're going to stumble. So I do think the Rams are going to, at the moment, they're up by 13 in this game. And I do think they're going to hold on when they play each other this Sunday at noon. It is a noon game, but it's only a 2-hour difference compared to a 3-hour difference. Because it's noon in Minnesota when the game takes place. It's 10 o'clock on the West Coast compared to 1 o'clock on the East Coast, where, West Coast teams don't fare well at noon games. And it's one thing those West Coast teams have to overcome, because the East Coast teams, they don't have that sluggish. I mean, you don't see a noon game or 1 o'clock start time on the West Coast, or East Coast time on the West Coast. Under trouble, and sack is Case Keenum. Timeout, Minnesota. This is it, 4th and 9. Game's on the line. And I think we'll have the scoring. We'll see. I mean, Minnesota's a great run stop. I don't know how Todd Gurley's going to do, but we'll see. Case Keenum might be under pressure, and I'm happy for Keenum. I mean, he was in Houston, went to University of Houston, had a great college career. He was signed by the Texans. He used to play for the Rams, and I'm sure he would like to get a little redemption. But here we go, game's on the line. Keenum takes a snap, drops back, plenty of time. Look at all that. He airs it down the field, and it's incomplete. The Rams are going to hang on and win this game. Excuse me. And hey, LA hasn't had a team in over 20 years, but now they got 2 teams now, and at least one of them is winning. And the Rams are doing it with style and profile. And if they can get those LA fans to turn out for them, and they make the playoffs, they make a run in the playoffs, and hey, could have I mean, what? The Super Bowl is supposed to be there in a few years, I think. But anyways, Rams win this. Sorry, Minnesota. Now with Green Bay finally getting a win. And Rodgers looking like he's getting healthy. Packers still have a chance to win that North. Because we know how in 2013, the whole NFC North collapsed when Rodgers went down and Green Bay rose to get back the promise. But anyways, that will do it for me. Here are some of those highlights. I do think it's going to be a defensive battle. And until next time, hopefully I'll have a voice and hopefully I'll feel a little better. But we'll see if Madden can get back to a 500 record and get back on that winning way and hopefully keep getting those games right. So until next time, this is the King R saying see ya. Enjoy some football this Sunday. Bye.